Bro, how are you gonna complain about Sonic's running animation when a baby can't even walk? Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage. Today, and only today, we are here to talk about Sonic Frontiers. Yesterday, you know, we had the gameplay debut. Obviously, not the funnest day, obviously, on the internet. A lot of back and forth, a lot of discussions, a lot of stuff going on. And I figured, you know, obviously, if you're on my streams, you heard me talk about this a lot. But if you weren't, or you wanted, you know, a bit more detail, you know, just now that I've had the night sort of to think about things and all that stuff, I figured we would sit here and talk about all that. But of course, thank you, by the way, for all the love and support on all the recent videos. We're doing great on numbers and all that. We're soon hitting 20K here, which is actually insane. I never thought the YouTube channel would grow like this. So I'm glad you guys have been enjoying this year, full of content that I've been bringing up here. More stream highlights coming, more of these videos coming, and more dumb stuff all around. And of course, all month is going to be insane. We're still going to be getting news about this game all month. We're going to be getting Nintendo Direct stuff. We're going to have a PlayStation showcase tonight that I'm going to be live reacting to. So go on twitch.tv/GamesCage for everything Fidel Games Cage related. Guys, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, obviously, yesterday, right, big day on the internet, we had the gameplay premiere of Sonic Frontiers after what do I want to say, like a year now that it's been announced. It was announced on May 27th at the last the last event, the Sonic Central that I thought was gonna happen, but I guess never got a sequel. But yeah, we finally got the gameplay reveal, and yeah, obviously a mixed reception. We live reacted to it, and I feel like I want to give my thoughts on the top before I get into, you know, all the little things, all the stuff in there. Is that I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it looked cool. But obviously, even me as your hype man, you could see in my reaction, you know, and all that stuff, that there was definitely something lacking. I think we can all agree, like, no matter how all of us feel, right, whether we like stuff or dislike stuff, something was wrong here, right? There was definitely something wrong here, no matter how you felt about this. Like, not a single person came out of this saying, like, this isn't one of those things where, like, you come out of an event and some people's like are like, holy shit, this is incredible, and some people are like, this is kind of whatever. Like, this was pretty unanimously, like, even if you enjoyed it, you knew there were issues and something wrong with it. And that's sort of how I felt watching this from the start. I just want to say though, like, I'm still happy about what this game is. You know, I've talked to so many people about this game. I've talked to my friends. I was talking to my chat yesterday. There were hundreds of people replying to me and talking to me about this game and saying that, like, I still think the promise and idea is here. The idea of Sonic being able to travel around this massive playground is something very different that we don't really get, and I don't think we ever have gotten, besides, like, I'm trying to think, I guess Sonic Adventure, you know, when you were able to run around, and some people point out Sonic Unleashed, like when you can walk around the towns, but that's almost a little different because that's like walking around the town with some platforming challenges, whereas this is like an open playground for you. And I think there was a lot of things that we can sort of talk about with all this, but overall, like, I still think everything about the idea here and the plan and a lot of the stuff we saw from the teaser and this are still good ideas. I just think that it's very clear that it's either the game isn't done, right? Now that's the big problem that we don't know. Like, you see this massive texture pop in and stuff like that, where, like, right when he lands, like, where is this? Right here, right? Hold up, let me find this. He goes here, right? Boom. Okay, and then everything pops when he shows up. Obviously that's whatever, but there's more to it, right? Obviously, people are complaining about all the pop-ins. People are complaining about, you know, random grind rails in the sky. People are complaining about, you know, animations not being complete, which is very much the case. Like, you see how Sonic just sort of gets out of this bubble and he just stands up almost in the air. There's fair complaints with that, obviously. But I feel like there's a lot of good and bad. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna tackle this. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this game. Let me start with the good. This right here is my favorite part of this demo. This moment right here, you know, he's going on the grind rail, he's running through this, he's getting a boost over here, he goes on this other grind rail, takes me, like, this to me is the idea of what I want to see and want to experience in the game. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to feel, I've always said this about Frontiers from every video I talk about, I want it to be like the Sonic CD intro, where I am running on walls, I am going on different platforms, I'm doing tricks, I'm feeling like I can organically move around this world. Obviously, this is the this right here was one of the few times I was like, what the fuck? Because it is like deadass just an incomplete animation. And here's the thing, right? I know that the argument and conversation is that, you know, this could be an early build, you know, this could be an alpha, this could be whatever. The point stands, right? That here's the thing. No matter how you can realistically feel about the demo and like how old it is or whatever, this was their gameplay reveal. They chose for this to be the first gameplay footage we ever see from the game. And not only that, right? This is like after 1 year of being announced and people begging for gameplay. Dude, people were asking for gameplay when it was revealed a year ago, right? And then we got to the Game Awards, right? We still got no gameplay. It was just the environments and CG stuff. And now we get to this moment, and no matter what, like I said, even if you thought it was cool and impressive, like I do for many of these things, there was definitely a feeling of underwhelmingness. And I don't think, for me, I don't think it's for the reasons a lot of people say. Like, I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, the environments are empty, there's nothing to do, it kind of looks like an Unreal thing. That stuff I don't really agree with. You know, first of all, there's a lot of cool Unreal Engine tech demos which are super dope, so I feel like that's just a weird comparison. But like, to me, looking at this and seeing what's happening here, right, is that there's going to be a lot of movement and control options. And obviously this demo, for some reason, avoided combat, which is going to be a big part of the game, right? They're going to be showcasing that tomorrow, by the way, on IGN, so stick to it. I don't know if there's going to be a live stream for it, they're just going to drop it, but either way, right, you have this giant playground you can explore. And I think, you know, obviously people complaining about the big grind rails in the sky. We've always had grind rails in the sky, but I think this game, because we can see the world around us and it's not like a linear path we're following, it looks weirder than it's ever been. But I know where people are coming from, and the world looks like it's scattered with puzzles. You see these question marks everywhere. It's very clear that they're different puzzles. Right here you can see a Chaos Emerald. I'm pretty sure, is this level complete? Yeah, there's like deadass just a floating Chaos Emerald here, and that seems to be something that has been I need to find this for you guys, because this is actually like a big deal for some of the leaks about this game. So yeah, you can see them going to the forest. I don't know, man, like for me, movement environment wise, I'm liking what I'm seeing here, and I still think there's gonna be more areas and stuff to explore, but like I just like the feel of it. That's my positive thing, is I like the movement. I like, you know, the pitter patter on the water with the splashes, the running, and the environment sort of guiding you in a sense of like you can see a lot of things that you want to go and maneuver to. And again, what I don't like about this demo, like I said, is, you know, the incomplete animations, you know, and some of the wonkiness of the what's called areas and stuff like that. And I don't think the texture poppins, I don't think it's a fundamental gameplay issue. I think for me it was more of, this was just an incomplete build, and I don't mind seeing a game for an incomplete build, but for a game that's like supposed to be what, technically, again, I think this game is getting delayed. I really do think it's getting delayed. But for a game that's supposed to be coming out in 6 months, basically, essentially, we know holiday this year, it does not look the best. Like, it could be absolutely better, to be honest with you. But again, like, I still think there's a lot more to see and explore in this world. Like I said, we have these little Chow creatures. They're dead as they look like Chows, but they're rocks. Like, I guess they're Korok Chows, which is hilarious. You get this wheel spin, which I think is gonna do, you know, the open world thing where you unlock the area, and that's really cool. I really like that stuff in there. We're gonna see more of this game. Hold up, let me go back. Let's talk about this also. You know, in terms of what we see, right? We see Sonic climb the tower. Again, he has his little punch here. He's collecting these hearts, and we saw throughout the demo that there's these different fruits he's getting, and we don't really know what they all go towards. I'm assuming it's stuff, you know, like maybe stamina, health, and all that. I love the wall run. The wall run is really cool to me. I like, you know, like I said, we got purple coins here. People pointing out that this is going to be, you know, sort of currency, because there are rings and there's these purple coins, and that makes sense. I feel like it was pretty obvious when Sonic Colors added customization for the shoes and the aura and stuff, that was gonna transfer over into the series forever. And I think that's a good thing. I'm excited for that, ultimately, that we are gonna see probably more of that. I like that he's got his little climb here. Now, something I wanted to point out, if I could find this right here, because there was a list, right, of all of these leaks that have pretty much been confirmed with all this. I'm trying to find the exact, let me find the exact link for you guys right here. There it is. All right, so this is a link for a video, right? Not a video, sorry. This is a link of a thread where every leak of all of these leaks right here were real. So let me go ahead and read some of these for you, right? So this is from 2019, right? That the game was set in Starfall Islands, and there are several other name prototypes. Also, Odyssey 2 randomly has Luigi, which is a cool idea that'll have 20 locations. But that's aside the point. I don't want to talk about Odyssey right now, as much as I'd love to. Leak number 2, right, from April 2020. It's crazy how correct these were from back then, right? I got to play test this game because I'm really scared of NDA shit. What's it called? Doesn't play like a 3D game, not scrolling game. Leaf funds. From what I played, you're thrown into a world with no rhyme or reason. You collect chaos emeralds and enter a forest in the middle of a map and become super psyched. You have to climb up a giant kaiju. It's a colossal or something. When you finally get to top, you can start wailing on him. Parts of Infinite's theme played during this. So again, I feel like April 2020, this is so far back that this is, they probably just threw this together for this dude to play. Because yeah, right here, July 3rd, play tested this game back in March. There are no levels, just an overworld. So clearly these people got to play different builds. Then you get August 2020, right? Open world set on a gloomy, glassy, uninhabited planet dotted with ruins. Big Breath of the Wild influence like Korok puzzles everywhere. Robot alien bosses scattered throughout the islands. Defeat them and you get Chaos Emerald and get all the Chaos Emeralds. You gain entrance to the final boss area. A foggy forest you can enter with no major characters appeared from the side story. So this one, again, like not fully right, because then you get another one. Where is this? Time will tell. We'll screen cap this. The world is like Shadow of the Colossus, Breath of the Wild. What I played, there's boosting with a blur mechanic, right? And then what's the biggest one, right? I'm trying to find the big. It's this one. This January 7, 2021 leak is the one that's pretty much the most correct and seems to be the most reliable here. So open world is populated with small enemies. Completing puzzles, challenges, enemies reward XP, which can be redeemed in a skill tree. Skill tree unlocks abilities like the spin cycle. When you hold Y and Sonic starts tracing a line behind him, and if you finish the circle, all enemies inside the circle get attacked something, right? Lock on attack returns. There are bosses spread throughout the world, and then defeating them grants giant orbs. If you get enough orbs, you can go to a portal that goes to cyberspace. Cyberspace levels are generation style levels, and the music goes hard. Beating them fast enough grants you Chaos Emeralds. Exploring in combat was super boring, very button mashy and whatever. New voice acted by Roger. Now the final boss, we don't have to talk about final boss in case it's real and you don't want to be spoiled, but you understand the point, right? Where a lot of this stuff was pretty much on the nose with the types of abilities and things going on here. So I think, here's the thing, I fundamentally think that whatever's going on, with the game, I fundamentally believe that whatever is going on with like the world and the overworld sort of being a little boring and more sort of a playground for you to hang out in are probably going to be the case for the game. You know, it feels like that's going to be the case. The open world is going to be about you doing challenges. You can see this right here, this little hourglass. You can tell this is sort of something you like bump into, it's going to flip, you do a time trial, which is going to be cool. But you can see, like I said, that there's just, it feels like the open world is more of a playground. And then these cyberspace levels that people are talking about are where, you know, you get your traditional sort of boost level stuff. But they're all saying that it goes hard, that they're really fun. And those are really the highlight of the game. You know, and I wonder if that's for better or worse, that, yeah, like the boost level thing is where the game is going to shine, which, like I said, I don't mind. And I wonder, because it says you need to go fast enough to beat them, to get the Chaos Emerald. So does that mean there's going to be only 7 cyberspace levels? Or is it going to be that, you know, there's a shit ton of them, but it's all, you only need to do, you know, get an S rank in 7 of them in order to get all the Chaos Emeralds? That's like a question. I hope there's more than 7 of them. That would be really cool. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of those things. And the reason I just wanted to point that out is that a lot of them had the common conversation that, you know, the combat is sort of button mashy, and the world is going to be sort of empty, filled with these puzzles and challenges. Thank you for the follow, even though I'm not live. But yeah, and I think that's gonna translate over to this game, but I think it's gonna be okay as long as it's fun. I don't mind combat being button mashy if it looks cool and fun. You know, I don't mind this overworld running around, you know, exploring it if it's fun and I can actually complete these tricks, right? I hope there's something like Spider-Man where, you know, the more cool tricks I do in the air and stuff, the more XP I get for exploring the land, you know. And they're talking about a skill tree. It's very clear that there's environments and areas, you know, that you can only access, you know, with higher, you know, jumps or being able to, you know, the light speed ring dash or whatever, and all that stuff. I feel like there's a lot of movement options that are going to be explored and unlocked throughout this. But I will say I understand where people are coming from. And again, even me as someone who like is pretty positive on it, like I said, I think a lot of it is cool. Like I like the spin cycle, I like the movement, I like this environment. But I understand where people are coming from, where I wish this was like, I really do think it's a few things. Also, the person playing, whoever it was, didn't do a good job of showcasing skill, really. I mean, there's a lot of times where, you know, they're skipping a boost pad, they're not doing a cool move they could have done, they could have ran to this area, that area. Now granted, we don't know the NDA stuff. Maybe they were like, hey, don't go on this, don't try to do this. But for a first showcase, and I think it's because they were trying to show more of the movement, right? This is when the IGN guy in the beginning talks about this. Also, I find that bird hilarious, who like swoops in T-pose and all that. But yeah, a lot of grind rails. I've seen a lot of people also criticize that grind rails everywhere, almost emphasizes that like they don't want you to move around that much, which I don't think is the case, because it's very clear there's a lot of open spaces for you to run around in, whether it's this forest. I like that you have more control. There's also a boost pad here you can go to. They actively like dodge one that comes up. There's an area to go to there. I think it's still going to be a fun thing no matter what. Now honestly, I want this game, here's the thing, honestly what I want from this game, I just want it to be to the level of Arceus Legends, which when I say that, I mean I want it to be so that it's a great foundation for what's to come. You know what I mean? All I need is this idea to be solid, which it looks like, this movement to be solid. And I feel like once you get to that point, and I know people don't want to hear the, oh, we gotta wait 5 more years, we gotta wait 5 more years. I feel like the formula is what they're doing for a while now, so it's gonna be like that, you know, for a hot minute. But I think either way, the idea here is good. We have yet to know whether the execution is done well or not. Like I said, we still don't even know if this build is complete. We also, again, like, we underestimate how much like more time this game had, even if it was coming in November, right? Let's say it's still coming out this in November. That's like still 6 months of development. They're not sitting there and this is it. Like 6 months is a lot of time to complete an animation, to fix pop-ups, to add new areas, to do stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's not nothing either. I really like, we see games that get massive day one patches that literally like change the entire game too. It's like, I really do think there's a lot of stuff we're still going to be able to see here and understand. And honestly, remember, this game's still gonna have a story, right? We have yet to have a story trailer. I feel like the story is probably gonna show up at the Game Awards. I feel like Game Awards, sorry, not, why am I saying Game Awards? Summer Games Fest. So Jeff Keighley has been constantly showing this game in promo material for Summer Games Fest. So I feel like the game is gonna be there to show its story emphasis. And IGN all month is gonna be showing stuff. We're gonna be getting the combat showcase on Friday. We're gonna be getting more throughout the month. I assume we're gonna see the cyberspace level at least once. We're gonna see some of the challenges, and they're gonna have team interviews, so we're gonna know. I feel like, strap in everybody, this entire month is going to be a roller coaster of back and forth opinions on this game, because someone's gonna see one thing they did love, one person's gonna see something they didn't love, one thing they love, not love. I think it's gonna be a lot of back and forth, but needless to say, I wish it was on a better circumstance. Like I said, this isn't one of those things where, like I said, it's not one of those things. I keep saying, like I said, it's not one of those things where there's some people that think this looked incredible and some people are like, hey, you know, the typical unpopular opinion thing. Like, it's pretty unanimous. There was something lacking here, but it still shows a lot of promise, which is what I'm still happy about. So even if, you know, maybe they keep polishing this game and working on it, there's more stuff we're going to find out about. There's a lot still to this game that we're going to find out about. But again, I understand we waited a year to see gameplay for this game, and the first showcase was not the best thing. And I kept saying in videos, so many times in videos we talked about Sonic Frontiers, where I was like, hey, the reason they're holding off on gameplay, I think, is because they know you can only have one gameplay reveal. You know, you always have that first impression, and they kind of dictate. Even if the person played poorly, even if this or that or IGN or blah blah blah, the first impression was not great. But again, I had a great time with it, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you all think. Are you still excited? Have you lost hope? What else do you want to see? What other aspects, you know, from leaks or what's called for stuff you look forward to, you want to see? Just talk to me about this game. Keep it respectful. I believe in you. I know you're a smart person. I love you. And of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Woo!